Don't eat ginger if you have these health issues. Did you know that ginger, commonly found in kitchens worldwide and often used as a remedy for various ailments, may not be as beneficial to your health as you think? Surprised? While many people incorporate ginger into their diets for its digestive benefits or to alleviate nausea, there are hidden risks that not everyone is aware of. Surprisingly, over 65% of adults in the United States consume ginger at least once a week, believing that they are improving their health. However, there are specific situations where ginger could potentially have harmful effects instead of providing benefits. Indeed, there are scientifically supported reasons to consider avoiding ginger if you have specific health conditions. Stick around as we reveal the surprising truth about situations when ginger may not be the best option. We assure you, it's not just the typical information you've heard previously. Why is this popular root causing concern? Let's break it down. Ginger has natural blood-thinning properties. This can be great for some, but a potential disaster for others. It can lower blood sugar levels, stimulate bile production, and even increase heart rate. These effects may sound beneficial until they were not. For example, imagine you're diligently managing diabetes or recovering from surgery, and suddenly ginger triggers a dangerous drop in blood pressure or interferes with your medication. But don't just take our word for it. In this video, we'll share the research, the studies, and the surprising facts you need to know to make the best choices for your health. We'll talk about the 9 situations where ginger might be more foe than friend. Could one of these apply to you? Ready to learn more and potentially save yourself from some unexpected health risks? Let's dive into the facts and find out when you should say no to ginger. Before we start, remember that the information provided in this video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Always consult with a healthcare provider for advice tailored to your health needs. The information provided is fact-checked, reviewed, and verified by qualified health experts. Number 1, bleeding disorders. Let's start with bleeding disorders. You might not know this, but ginger, while often praised for its health benefits, has blood-thinning properties. This is mainly due to compounds like gingerol and sugol, which are natural components of ginger. These compounds can actually prevent blood from clotting as it normally should. If you have a bleeding disorder, this could be risky. You see, people with bleeding disorders already have a problem with their blood not clotting properly, so adding ginger to the mix might make things worse. A study by W. Marks in 2015 found that ginger can inhibit platelet aggregation, which is a fancy way of saying it can stop platelets, the little cells in your blood that help it clot, from sticking together. This can lead to increased bleeding risk. Now, if you're someone who already has a bleeding condition, this can mean longer bleeding times, or even spontaneous bleeding, which is obviously not what you want. It's always best to check with a healthcare professional before consuming ginger if you have any bleeding condition. They can give you personalized advice based on your specific health needs. Number 2, diabetes. Now let's talk about diabetes. Ginger can have a surprising effect on blood sugar levels. While it might sound like a good thing at first, ginger has been shown to lower blood sugar. For people managing diabetes, especially those on medication to control their blood sugar levels, this can actually be dangerous. If you're on medication that lowers your blood sugar and you add ginger into the mix, you could end up with levels that drop too low. This can cause symptoms like dizziness, shakiness, confusion, or even fainting. And no one wants that kind of surprise in their day. Research from the National Health Institute in 2015 showed that ginger consumption could indeed lead to these sudden drops in blood sugar. The study observed participants with diabetes who consumed ginger regularly and found that their blood sugar levels could become unpredictably low. So while ginger might help some people maintain steady blood sugar, it could cause too much of a good thing for those already using medication. That's why it's super important to talk to your doctor about whether ginger is right for you, especially if you're managing diabetes with medication. Number 3, gallbladder issues. Finally, let's discuss gallbladder issues. The gallbladder's job is to help you digest fats by storing bile produced by the liver. But if you have problems with your gallbladder, like gallstones or inflammation, ginger might not be your friend. Ginger has properties that stimulate the production of bile, which is great for digestion, but not so great if your gallbladder is already struggling. A study in 2011 highlighted that ginger's ability to boost bile production could actually worsen symptoms for people with gallbladder problems. If the gallbladder isn't functioning properly, increasing bile production can lead to more pain, discomfort, and potentially more serious issues. This is why if you have gallbladder issues, you might want to avoid ginger or at least talk to your doctor about it. They might suggest alternative ways to support your digestion without causing further stress on your gallbladder. Number 4, heart conditions. Let's talk about heart conditions. If you have any kind of heart issue, ginger might not be as harmless as it seems. Although ginger is known for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, it can actually increase heart rate and interfere with blood clotting. For someone with a healthy heart, this might not be a big deal. But if you have a heart condition, even a small increase in heart rate can be problematic. Ginger has natural compounds that can stimulate blood flow, which sounds like a good thing, but it can also mean that your heart has to work harder. Ginger could have some adverse cardiovascular effects, especially in people who already have heart problems. This could include things like arrhythmias or irregular heartbeats, and even increased blood pressure in some cases. So if you're taking medications for heart issues or have been diagnosed with any kind of cardiovascular condition, it's important to think twice about how much ginger you're consuming. It might be better to avoid it altogether, or at least talk to your doctor first. They can help you decide if it's safe for you or if there are better alternatives that won't put extra strain on your heart. Number 5, medication interactions. Now let's move on to how ginger can mess with medications. This is a big one because many people don't realize that something as natural as ginger can actually interact with the medicines they take every day. If you're on blood-thinning medications like warfarin or aspirin, ginger's natural blood-thinning properties can enhance these effects, which could lead to an increased risk of bleeding. That's not something you want if you're already trying to manage your blood's ability to clot. It doesn't stop there. Ginger can also interfere with blood pressure medications. If you're taking medication to lower your blood pressure, ginger might lower it even further, potentially to dangerous levels. And for those managing diabetes, ginger's ability to lower blood sugar might seem like a bonus. But if you're already on medication for that, it could actually cause your blood sugar to drop too low, which is equally dangerous. This is why it's crucial to check with your healthcare provider if you're on any regular medication and are thinking of adding ginger to your diet. They might suggest avoiding it altogether or monitoring its effects closely, depending on what meds you're taking and your overall health condition. Number 6, low blood pressure. Now let's talk about low blood pressure. Ginger is known to have a natural ability to lower blood pressure, which might sound great for some people, but it can actually be problematic if you already have low blood pressure. For people who deal with hypotension or low blood pressure, adding ginger to their diet can cause their blood pressure to drop even further. This can lead to symptoms like dizziness, fainting, blurred vision, and even shock in extreme cases. An investigation conducted by the Hassani in 2019 found that ginger could significantly reduce blood pressure levels, particularly in people with hypertension. But for someone whose blood pressure is already on the lower side, this same effect could be dangerous. If your blood pressure drops too low, it might affect the flow of oxygen and nutrients to your organs, which could lead to serious health complications. If you know you have low blood pressure, it's really important to be careful with ginger. You don't have to avoid it completely, but definitely talk to your doctor about how much is safe for you to consume. They might suggest limiting your intake or monitoring your blood pressure more closely if you decide to keep ginger in your diet. Number 7, surgery. Lastly, let's cover the topic of surgery. If you have a planned surgery coming up, ginger is definitely something to keep off your list for a while. Ginger has blood-thinning properties, which can be helpful in some situations, but not when you're about to go under the knife. During surgery, your body needs to be able to form clots quickly to stop bleeding. If you've been consuming a lot of ginger, this process could be slowed down, leading to excessive bleeding during or after the procedure. WebMD recommends avoiding ginger for at least 2 weeks before any surgery to prevent any complications related to bleeding. It's not just the surgery itself that's a concern. Even during recovery, consuming ginger might cause issues if your body is still in the process of healing wounds and managing blood clotting. The best course of action is to talk to your surgeon or doctor about any supplements or natural remedies you're taking, including ginger, well in advance of your procedure. They'll give you the guidance you need to stay safe before and after surgery. To summarize, we have examined various scenarios in which consuming ginger may not be advisable, from its potential risks for individuals with bleeding disorders, diabetes, and heart conditions, to its impact on those taking specific medications or preparing for surgery. It is crucial to comprehend these situations in order to make informed decisions about your health. So what was the most surprising fact you learned today? Have you or someone you know experienced any side effects from ginger? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback is incredibly important to us. And before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on our upcoming videos filled with tips on weight loss, nutrition, and other ways to live a healthier, happier life. Please like, share, and leave a comment. It helps us create more content that you love. Remember, embrace a healthier you with fresh insights, nutritious tips, and vibrant wellness journeys. Stay fresh, stay healthy. See you next time.